This question is 2011 VCAA Exam 2, question 21, multiple choice. And I have to say, guys, it's a truly dreadful piece of work. I don't know who dug this up, but as far as I'm concerned, for question 21, they really outdid themselves. I always draw a Venn diagram when I come to these questions because I'm a very pictorial thinker. So here's my Venn diagram. Now, we better fill in the bits of information that we need. Okay, there's P and Q, and this bit here is not P and Q. Okay, now even that's a pretty good start because we're told that P and Q is equal, that's the probability of P and Q is equal to the probability of not P and Q. Alright? Now let's go with this. Independence is the other bit of information they've given us. So P and Q will be independent events exactly when. Alright, now it means that if P and Q are independent, then the probability of P and Q will be the probability of P times the probability of Q. You get that, don't you? Okay, now the plot thickens. Also, guys, the probability of not P and Q will follow the same formula because P and Q are independent. Therefore, the probability of not P and Q will equal the probability of not P times the probability of Q. Okay? So far, so good. Alright, the next bit. But, guys, they've told us that the probability of P and Q is equal to the probability of not P and Q. So let's plug and chug this stuff here into this equation here. Now what do you see? The probability of P times the probability of Q is equal to the probability of not P times the probability of Q. Let's cancel out the probability of Q's from both sides, and what does that leave us? That leaves us that the probability of P is equal to the probability of not P. But hang on a minute, the probability of not P is 1 minus the probability of P. You knew that, didn't you? And therefore I can then simplify the statement above to say that the probability of P, rather than this bit here, is equal to 1 minus the probability of P, and therefore solve it for the probability of P. You're going to get 2 times the probability of P equals 1, and therefore the probability of P is a half, and that's E. And that does it, guys. So if you get a question like that, look, you've got to make up your mind. Am I going to wrestle with this for 10 minutes, or am I just going to put a circle around it and just keep going? Which is exactly the option I would be taking. And I'd get straight on to the extended response questions. I'd deal with them and I would come back to it. But 1 or 2 minutes from the end of the exam, if I had time, I'd be right back into it and I'd be trying to solve it. If I didn't have time, I would just circle anything. And I usually circle D or E for these really, really hard questions. And I think E is a pretty good choice. Okay, so I hope you got something out of that. But you got to remember, this one is a really ugly question, a very ugly question. Don't feel too badly if you had trouble with it.